team hasn't lost. I think they one home loss to Miami. What did it mean to kind of get that one on the road in this time?
I mean, it's always good to get one on the road. Honestly, I didn't know that stat, but this place is always a competitive environment. You know, the crowds have been tremendous for years. I was just happy the way we pulled together. You know, we kept saying, just grind it out, you know, do what we do. Don't overreact, you know, at times. And we saw that in the second quarter, you know, where you feel like it's getting away from you a bit. So you overcompensate for that and make adjustments, I think, unnecessarily at times. And it opens up other holes. Just keep doing what we're doing. Just trust it. And I give our guys a lot of credit. We did make some adjustments, but we continue to play with poise. Guys obviously stepped up late, made big plays on both sides of the ball.
The offense was really whipping tonight. What kind of technical?
We didn't run anything different. The fact that, you know, we played once again, like the start of our game last night. Great pace, great momentum, ball and body movement. We didn't hold the ball for the most part. And, you know, we started to make some shots.
Is that why you have him close when it's usually Trez who's there?
It's just a feel. It wasn't anything like Trez did or didn't do. He was playing well, and I liked his energy. You know, we got into switching, and he did a great job of kind of pressing up, forcing Luka to be a driver. You know, and yes, he made some tough twos, but you know, you can live with that. They're very good, and he's great at just reading and assessing the defense. Anytime you put two on him, he has the ability, you know, to pick you apart. Yeah, no, he seemed like he's feeling fine.
Wes, how do you describe how Brad played offensively tonight?
I thought he was great. You know, I talked to him afterwards and said, you know, it's a great sign of maturity. You know, I think he sensed there was a little frustration. It wasn't getting touches late in the third. We knew at some point they were going to try and get the ball out of his hands. You know, it's smart defense. But he didn't press. He didn't, you know, try to take it all upon himself. He stayed with it. He got off of it at the right time, made play after play. And it's a great sign of maturity that, you know, he trusts his teammates.
The quality of his decision making, not especially. I'm leading you on a question with that, but what did you see in that regard?
Well, I mean, just to that point, you know, I think he's done it before. You know, we've seen him do it at times, you know, throughout this season. But you know, the fact that he didn't get discouraged, he wasn't concerned about his touches or his shots. And a lot of times, you know, scorers or guys with that nature get a little bit more frustrated, and they start to drift away from what their teammates are trying to do. He stayed with it, which was great. And we knew they were going to blitz him. He garners so much attention, but he made the right read, the right time, you know, play after play.
Can Daniel Gafford sustain this level of energy over the final?
I hope so.
Most of the final 62 games.
That's probably a question for Daniel, but I hope so. Now, he's not going to play, you know, out of this world every night. No one does. But, you know, I think if he continues to play with the same amount of energy, with purpose and discipline, yeah, absolutely.
Chase.
Wes, you've talked about Corey Kispert's cutting ability before. What can you say about just the two baskets that he had there in the fourth quarter?
Yeah, I mean, those are big plays, and that's not, you know, it wasn't a draw up or really, you know, not going to say broken plays, but just within the confines of the offense, he's reading his defender. You know, you see the guy turn his head, you know, up the nail, move, cut, and he got the payoff. So, you know, I think it's just a smart play. He's learning how to, you know, read and assess those situations and make himself available. And tonight he was able to, you know, get to the rim, finish through contact, obviously make those and score those finishes.
You guys allowed 69 points in the first half, only 45 in the second. What was the big difference on defense?
All right, I think overall activity. You know, we ratcheted up a notch. We did make some adjustments just to kind of give them different looks, you know, at times from possession to possession. But I think our energy and purpose was better. I think sometimes when you're scoring the ball like we did in the first half, you kind of get caught in that lull. All right, we're just going to trade baskets. And that's what we want to try to avoid. You know, the one consistent thing for us thus far this season has been our defense. So we can't lose sight of that. And thankfully we got, you know, our defense into the game the second half, and it made a huge difference.
And I know it's only been 3 games since Davis came back, but just what do you make of his early shooting struggles since returning?
Yeah, I mean, he missed 10 games, and in that stretch. Yes, he's working out, but we haven't played a ton of 5-on-5. Just with the way the schedule's panned out, we haven't had a ton of practice. So, without having those reps, and you can argue that, our group as a whole has not shot it well, aside from tonight. So it's not just, an issue for him, but I think it's just a timing, getting his legs right. He's too good of a shooter. At some point, it'll open up for him.
Wayne.
Hey, Coach. Again, pregame, we said it was going to take a total team effort. From your point of view, what are you most proud of with tonight's game, considering the back-to-back, the Mavs were rested? Just what were your thoughts?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of things. I mean, to your point, playing the second night of a back-to-back, we don't have Spencer. It's just common theme, for us, I think, in general, is just sometimes you got to pull together. And, each night it could be a different guy, but at times this season we've had several guys step up in key moments, and even tonight, Howell had a stretch. Obviously, Corey came in and impacted the game. Daniel, Pope, Brad. So, everyone who played, Kyle. So it's like team effort. It wasn't just one guy who just kind of led the charge and we just, went with him. At some point, everyone who was involved made a play for us. And, I think that's the hallmark of a good team.
And lastly, Coach, like you said, it's a total team effort. The Mavs have a size that, is kind of hard to contest with. How did you all, get in and, play your game going up against a style of play where, those guys are really limping along?
Well, I mean, we didn't overreact, and that was kind of the game plan going in. Is just like, they're going to make some tough shots. Do your work early. You got to be physical with the proper technique. Obviously, we want to try and defend without fouling, but don't overreact. I think when you overreact, that's when the floor just gets really spread, and it's just tough the way they move it and the way they shoot it to catch up. So at times, yeah, it feels awkward, feels uncomfortable when they're turning and shooting tough twos, but that was kind of our mindset. Let them to us to death, instead of just opening up the floor and now giving them open threes. So tonight it worked. At times it doesn't always, but I give our guys credit. They were able to withstand the storm and stay together and pull it out.
Thank you, Coach. Safe travels.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
That
Guys were able to put this together back to back on a back-to-back with what you did last night. How much does that speak to the team?
I mean, I think it speaks more to, the type of identity that we're building, and we've shown throughout the year in segments where, we're a very resilient group, and, we've responded. I think we had the stretch where we were 1 for 4, and, for us to come in back to back, playing a playoff team here in Dallas with a crowd like that, down a couple guys, it just speaks volumes to the character of the team.
What have you seen from these past weeks?
I'll be making a joke. I'll be calling him Wilt Chamberlain sometimes. It's because he just be blocking shit for no reason. It's really funny, but man, he's just done a great job. He's a young man, still learning the game, still learning how to be a defensive anchor at a high level. And he has that type of potential. I've said it from the jump, but it's all about, up here. And he's doing a great job of really just, blocking shots, but also altering shots. And I think he did a great job tonight when we switched with Luka, when we went 1 through 5, and he had a couple of nice possessions. Obviously he's a great player. He's going to make shots, but I liked it.
Wes, did you guys ran the same plays as you've been running? What's different about the offense?
Pace, and the ball was flying. That's if you look at the past 2 games, the way we started out in OKC, I feel like that's how we played tonight. And the ball was just popping, and it found energy and got to the right people at the right time.
How difficult, or how do you guys keep the big picture in mind where you're valuing process over results? In other words, if the team as a whole just misses shots it would normally make, how do you not press?
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, I'll give you a prime example. We played OKC, and that was an ugly win for us. And you're happy that you win games, but it was like it's a sour, bitter type of win because we had certain habits that we didn't stay connected to in that game. But it's just a little bit of both. Obviously, in this league, at the end of the day, you got to win. It's not a gray area type of league. It's either make or miss or win or loss. So. It's very important to win games, but also, if you lose a game and you do it the right way and everyone's attention is right, you got to just live with the result.
Was this the kind of Swiss Army knife kind of performance that you can deliver? In other words, did a lot of things very well.
I mean, that's who I am. I do it all. I can shoot, I can pass, I can rebound, I can defend. And, I work really hard in my game. I study the game a lot. I watch a lot of basketball and, a lot of things are just paying off for me right now.
A team where a lot of guys, including you, set the tone. How much Brad set the tone tonight with what appeared to be pretty perfect decision making? You're selfless.
Well, I mean, Brad is a selfless person, very selfless. Obviously, sometimes he gets in that mode where he sees the basket, but that's okay. That's our score, and he does that at a very, very high level. So sometimes he will get that tunnel vision, but at the same time, he's a very, very willing passer, and he's gonna make the right play. 8 out of 10 times, but. He did a hell of a job tonight. He did a great job of just hitting shots. He looked like Brad Beal tonight, just being super, super efficient, getting to the cup, defending too. He had a hell of a game. Yeah.
Chase.
Hey, Kuz, you guys gave up 69 points in the first half and only 45 in the second. What changed for you guys on defense?
I mean, welcome to the West. I mean, when you're out in West, you just have games like that sometimes. The Western Conference has a lot more pace to it, a lot more possessions, a lot more up and down flowing type of game. So, for us, we got into a little shootout, and that's what Dallas wants you to do. They want to get in those type of high scoring shootouts, but we did a great job of switching our coverages up a little bit and just dialing into the attention to detail of what we wanted to do in their high pick and roll. I think in the first half, we stayed with our process and what we wanted to accomplish, being in a deep drop and making those guys, make tough twos. And, if you watch the game in the second half, we did a great job of, switching it up, whether that's blitzing the pick and roll, making our low man be activated or, at the end of the game, probably the last 2.5 minute and a half, we did a good job of switching 1 through 5. And it's just credit to our team to dialing in and paying attention.
Wayne.
Hey, Kuz. You all were coming off a back-to-back, and the Mavericks were coming in pretty well rested. With a win that gets you to 13-7, what sticks out to you most about this one?
We were really resilient throughout the mix. We got down in the third quarter, which has been our Achilles heel, the third quarter. And I think we were down like 71-62 or something at one point. And, we got the game back, 70-74. And we just kept it rolling. And, our offense was kind of connected. Defensively, obviously, was connected, holding them to 46 points. And, I think just the character of this team just sticks out for this win.
And lastly, Kuz, you've seen it all, championship experience, played, big time games. You never get rattled. And you said before, you always shoot it as if it's going in. How has that confidence helped you so far this year with the Wizards?
I mean, it's helped me a lot. And for me, I got to be confident. I was never a kid that was going to, everyone said that was going to be in the NBA. Nobody thought I was going to be NBA. People now probably still don't think I should be in the NBA. But, for me, I'm just a very confident person because I put in a lot of work. I have a lot of passion for this game, and I just want to be as great as I can be, whatever that means, whatever that destination is. I just work towards it, and yeah, I love it. I love this.
Hey, great game. Safe travels, man.
Thanks.
I think we have one more in-person question.
Where the offense plays closer to its capability, how tantalizing is this for the final 52 games?
What is that? Sustain, like sustain?
What?
That was a big word.
But no.
What was that
how-
word again?
Does it make you excited for what's to
Yeah,
come?
No, I'm about to add it to my vocabulary. Tantalizing.
Yes.
That's like that. It's tough. It's very tough to sustain 120 points a night, honestly. What we need to focus on sustaining is the defense. And, we've had some slippage in that area over the past probably 2 weeks, 10 days. And, that's what we need to tantalize. So, I'm out. Drop on that dime.
How much scrap you see out of the offense tonight?
First one, praise my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. This opportunity. I think we were just being aggressive. We were just moving the ball, moving bodies, taking advantage of certain matchups, and ultimately just being aggressive, getting shots up. When we limit our turnovers, that helps us. It's just a matter of getting a shot up, every time we can down the floor, and we were just aggressive from the start. The last 5-6 games, we've been horrible. Us starters getting off to better starts, and kind of put that on my shoulders coming in tonight. I know, one, I haven't won here in like 5 years, so that was one thing on my mind. And then two, we've been getting off to pretty crappy starts lately. So I want to make sure my aggression was to the fullest extent from the get-go, and team the same thing.
That's a lot of praise for not kind of, I guess, for staying the course. You said, you're running the same thing. It's just about being patient.
Mhm.
For you, along the way, was there ever any doubt of like, man, what we're running isn't working, what we're doing isn't working?
No, not at all. I mean, because you understand who we're playing against. You have Luka, who's one of the best to touch a basketball, and then you got Porzingis, who's coming into his own in their system, and then they have shooters all around him. And Luka's the most high usage player in the league, so we understood the ball was going to be in his hand, and we watched film on how other teams guarded him, and our initial thing was kind of shade him right and keep him from getting to that patent step back left. And granted, when he got down right, he was passing the ball. He was getting guys lobs. He had a lot of mid-range jumpers that he was just able to, kind of nudge us off and get to a spot. So a lot of those, you can get frustrated, but we didn't. We understood. I mean, he's a good-ass player. I mean, there's only a certain amount of things that you can take away. You just want to try to frustrate him, make it tough for him. And, I think Kuz did that. KCP did that. Gaff did that. Everybody who, had a chance to guard him were really trying to frustrate him as best they could, and then eventually we just stuck with it. He was going to make some tough ones. He turned it over a few times, and we ultimately got what we wanted in the second half. But, the first half, we didn't get discouraged. We stuck to our scheme, and we made the proper adjustment.
I mean, not get frustrated with the loss.
Oh, no. I mean, it's like you guys know, we play hell in another 24 or 48 hours. So, my dad always taught me to have amnesia with games, good and bad. You have amnesia. That game's over with, you move on to the next one. So, but at the same time, like you said, we have to continue to build off of wins like this. We can't harp on the bad losses. You can't necessarily harp on the wins either, but you have something that you can build off of. And this is a great win to build off of, for sure.
Were you to tell well your decisions paid off tonight in terms of they brought two people to you who made the right play and your teammates converted them?
A lot, because I trust my teammates. I trust them to make the right play, and means the world to me not having to make everyone. I can have guys I can throw the ball to, and they can go get a shot, they can go create a play for somebody else. I can have a hockey assist. So those are all. I'm definitely proud of, and it's a stepping stone for me. It's a learning process. Understanding teams are going to double me. Every night, teams are going to throw some type of junk at me. They're going to blitz me. They're going to trap me. They're going to pre-rotate early. They throw a lot of things my way, and my teammates do a good job of just being open, getting open, coming to the ball, and being ready to make a play on the backside.
How much of an adjustment is that for you to make, given that you have new teammates, everything, to do that?
A lot. It really was, because it's a total mental transition from last year. Like, it's my mentality obviously was, I had to score in order for us to be in games last year. Like, for us to be in the game, like not win a game, but to actually be competitive in a game, I had to score a lot of points. It's not like that this year, and I kind of have to take that mindset back at times. Sometimes I get to forcing it, too much, or sometimes I dribble too far into the defense. And so it's just understanding that I don't have to do all of these things I would necessarily do a year ago. I can kind of fine tune my game, trust my teammates to make plays, and more or less kind of get exactly what I want on a nightly basis. I'm not saying I didn't do that in years past, but this year, obviously, teams are going to be more, okay, let's get the ball out of Brad's hand, and so I trust my teammates to make plays, and eventually that opens up the floor for me to be able to operate the way I want to.
20 games is kind of round number that we writers like. If that's 13-7 at the start of the season, if we told you,
I knew this question was coming.
yeah, well, hey, can't say I'm original.
Right. I would say I would take it for sure. I would definitely be like, damn, okay, yeah, I would love to be on that team. For sure. But we still, like I said, like after our OKC game, like we knew we couldn't win that way. We couldn't, we weren't going to we couldn't sustain winning that way, how we played in OKC. And we knew, in order to be a good team and to beat good teams and beat the playoff teams who are, championship caliber teams, we have to play with a high amount of IQ and a high level of effort, which should be a given on a nightly. The IQ is going to be tough every night because, the changes, there's going to be changes, there's going to be adjustments on the fly. But, I love the fact that we're really dialed in and we're in tune to each other, and we pick each other up ultimately.
Brown, are you all the way there yet with that mental adjustment that you were talking about? Like,
Nah. I don't have a percentage, but it's definitely still a work in progress. It is definitely a work in progress. Because I have to understand that me being aggressive is the best for our team. And at times my mentality puts me as a little bit passive, and I hate that. And so more or less when I'm aggressive, that helps the team. Aggressive attacking the basket, looking for my shot. And if I don't have it, then move it. Sometimes I'm looking to attack the pass, and it's like, okay, damn, that's not necessarily what you do, and those are how my turnovers come because I'm thinking way too much. So I'm aggressive to score. I'm aggressive to put pressure on the defense. It makes my game easier, and that's what I did tonight.
Chase.
Hey, Brad, you guys had 28 assists. It was one of your highest assist totals of the year. Were shots just falling, or was there something different about the ball movement tonight?
A little bit of both. The ball was hopping. I mean, the ball was flying from the get-go, and that's been a point of emphasis that we wanted to make. We've been trying to make the last 5 or 6 games, because we don't want to be a team that goes up against half-court defenses. We become real stagnant. We become real one side of the floor dominant. We have to eliminate that at all costs. And when we get stops, we're really good. We're really tough. We're really tough to match up with in transition. We have so many guys who can push, so many guys who can make plays. And then ultimately it helps, Chase, when you're making shots. When you're making shots, everybody's feeling good. It kind of gets your momentum going, gets you more confident, and it increases other areas of the game. That's just human nature, so making shots always helps for sure.
And going back to the playmaking discussion and your own assists, what have you learned throughout your career about kind of like taking what the defense gives you in terms of when to score and when to play make for others?
I mean, it's still a learning process, and it's a fine line too, because there's a lot of times, I feel like I can take anybody, but I know I can't. I have to get my teammates going, and I have to, make sure I get guys shots, and that I'm aggressive at all times. That I think that's my only mentality, is to just make sure I'm aggressive. When I'm passive, I'm shitty, so just be aggressive at all times, and keep pressure on the defense. And we did that. It's like I said, Chase, it's definitely a work in progress. of kind of balancing that mental, but it's a challenge I'm actively learning and ready for.
Neil,
I don't have a choice, really.
Hey, Brad.
Not about it or do something about it.
I'm curious, is this your boys' first road game? And if so, do you consider them a good luck charm?
I have no idea. That's bad, huh? Yeah, they've been an all-star, so yeah, I wouldn't say first road game. Yeah, they've and maybe the playoffs too. Who we playing in the playoffs? Philly? Yeah, they were in Philly. Yeah. So, oh yeah, my little boys were in Philly. They was in that crowd. They was yelling at them people. Yeah, my little boys, they got a mouth on them too. So, no, I guess they are my good luck charm, man. I was happy to have them in the building. My family, my mom, dad, my wife, my two boys. One of my AU kids, Nick Smith, was here tonight. His family and a few of his Go Pigs. You know, my boy Gafford here. He committed to Arkansas. Big Arkansas commit. So BBE, we on the way. We are on the way.
Thanks, Brad. Safe travels.
My man.
last question to Christos.
Hey, Brad, congratulations on the win. Those two back-to-back wins against the Thunder and tonight, what it represents about your character as a group?
We were able to bounce back and stay focused. These were two different teams, but we won in two different ways. And we understood we couldn't sustain, how we played against OKC and think that was going to win us a lot of games, especially coming into tonight, and especially with the weapons they have. So we did a really good job of being locked in from the start to finish and just playing together. I think that kind of gets lost in the sauce a little bit. We play together and we have fun. We enjoy playing out there with each other, and I think that goes a long way. And then, when we're just making the right play and everybody's involved and we're active, it just makes the game that much fun and better for us.
And how many steps in the right direction you feel that you made as a team from the beginning of the season until now?
I don't know. It's a lot of steps we took since then, so I ain't been counting Christos, honestly. But we still got a long way to go. We understand that we've made some strides. We love where we are. We're at 13-7 right now. I think if you asked everybody at the beginning of the year would they take this, at 20 games in, I think everybody would say yes. So, we're in a good position, but we still, we got to build on this for sure.
Thank you very much. Keep up.
Thank you.
First double-double of the
Mhm.
How important was this game for you? Considering that you guys played pretty rough.
I mean, it was real important because this is the closest that I am to back home than anything. So I had a decent amount of people here tonight that was somewhat from my hometown and just from the general area as well. I got a decent amount of family up here as well too. So just being here, I felt like a lot more comfortable. Just being around a lot of people I know, having a lot of people that are close to be at the game and stuff. And it just felt real good, having her family here. I wish my parents and stuff would have made it, but they had to back out at the last second, personal reasons, which I understand, but there's always another time to get them here. Other than that, it was a real good game for me because I had a lot of people from all different areas from Arkansas came in and watched and stuff. I took a picture with a guy and his family from my hometown. It was real good.
It's not even your first double-double, but I think it was only one other time this season that scoring double-figure scoring together. What did you do to kind of replicate that?
Really just come out and play my game, not really trying to force anything, not doing anything that I'm not uncomfortable doing. Just letting the game come to me, do the right things at the right time, be in the right places at the right time, and protecting the paint, having a lot of energy on the floor. I mean, it was a challenge. I'm not going to lie to you. I've never been in a position to where I've had to guard, I would say a guard of his caliber in situations like that many times, but I mean, I stepped up to the challenge because I want to be able to excel with my career, especially defensively. I don't want to just block shots and stuff. I want to be able to go out on the perimeter and be able to contain somebody if I have to. So that's just the main thing. Just slowly working and progressing to be more and more comfortable, sliding my feet a lot more.
your performances in these last 2 games show about what you can accomplish? Fortunately, the long term.
Really just, the sky's the limit for me. If I can just be patient, take my time with it, and not really just, I would say, go out and really just try to force anything. Being patient on the floor, letting things come to me at the right time. Like I said, being in the right place at the right time, making the right plays, grabbing rebounds, doing little things that impact the game in a big way, setting screens, talking loud, having loud energy, little things. So I would say, doing the things that any guy that hustles and tries to outwork everybody would do.
Wayne,
Hey, Daniel, when you all are coming off a back-to-back and the Mavericks were well rested, what type of win does this say about your ball club? I mean, it says a lot because, we came in with a different mindset. Came in, we know it was a back-to-back and they were going to come out aggressive. They were going to come out with a lot of energy. And we just had to come out and really just try to match that energy. I know we were coming off a back-to-back, but it's no excuse, especially when you're in the league, because guys aren't going to come out. They're not going to have sympathy for us, So we just came out. We did what we had to do. We played great defense in the second half, and we locked in and paid attention to detail and did the things to help us get the win tonight. And lastly, same with OKC and tonight, you're blocking shots, but you're avoiding the foul trouble. How are you able to do that at such a high level? Because a lot of guys, they get in foul trouble with that. So what makes it different for you? Really just not worrying about fouls, And then when it happens, it happens. That's just my main thing. So I just try to go contest everything. There's a lot of guys tried to dunk on me tonight. So really just being in a position to where, like, if I foul, I foul. But if I don't, good block, going on the end, either dunk or get a 3 off. Hey, great game. Safe travels, man.
Christos,
Hey, Daniel, speaking about your defensive effort, do you feel like one of the defensive anchors of your team? And what kind of confidence you get from your effort on defensive end?
I mean, I have a lot of confidence because, I'm one of the guys that quarterback the defense, telling the guys what's going on behind them and just being the main vocal point. And like I said, quarterback and everything that goes on, being that guy that protects the paint. It is there for any one of my teammates, guys on the perimeter, guys that are getting back cutted, certain things like that, trying to excel to the next level of, defensive play, trying to excel in my career, being one of the best defensive guys there is out there, just working more and more to, I would say let people know that I'm a defensive guy, offense second.
Thank you very much. Keep up.
I think we have one last in-person question.
No, it's okay.
You got 20 games in team-wise. How do you feel like those first?
Feel great, had a lot of bumps in the road, but I mean, the road to success is not really just a straight line road. You're going to have a lot of curves. You're going to have a lot of bumps, trials and tribulations. It's on us to figure out ways to get through that, coming together as a team. We're all grown. We can figure out ways to do that. It's just not a child's game. It gets hard at times, but if you got the right people and, on your team, you got, the right wisdom, you got the right mindset, through and through, everything's going to fall into place whenever it, falls into place. Just got to be patient. That's just my main thing. Trying to go take everything. Like I said, we're not guys that can really just, flip that switch. You just got to let the game come to us and play it the right way, play a lot of defense, get a lot of buckets.
I think that's it, Gaff. Thank you.